The past subjunctive in Italian expresses an action that is uncertain, desired, doubted, or emotional in the past, known as il congiuntivo passato. If the present subjunctive indicates an action happening now, the past subjunctive shows an action that already finished. In my previous video, I provided a comprehensive explanation of what makes the mood as a whole, later illustrating the Italian present subjunctive. I highly recommend watching the previous video before continuing with this lesson, as it will help you understand all subjunctives in Italian. Thus, it's not necessary to explain the mood in this video. We should already know what it is and what makes it, so we can immediately start with the formation of the past subjunctive. Because it is the past, its formation is compound, using auxiliaries and past participles. The auxiliary verbs avere, to have, and essere, to be, will be conjugated in the present subjunctive instead of the indicative. Considering the use of auxiliaries and participles, I thoroughly explained these topics in previous Italian videos, so again, I recommend that you watch them too. In the previous video, I also showed subjunctive endings, which will be needed in the congiuntivo passato. Because the two verbs have irregular forms, we have to remember and use them in the present subjunctive with a past participle. This way, we create the pattern of the past subjunctive. Also, don't forget that essere is used with verbs of movement and reflexive verbs, and that past participles must agree in gender and number with the subject. So, these are the conjugations that we will need to form the past subjunctive, which will be in the stance of uncertainty. Io abbia, tu abbia, lui, lei abbia, abbiamo, abbiate, abbiano. Io sia, tu sia, lui, lei sia, siamo, siate, siano. Although Italian conjugations are sufficient in specifying the subject, some are repeated and borrowed, so it's better to say them with the subject pronoun in context. So, this is how the congiuntivo passato is formed, and we use it with the same triggers as the present subjunctive, such as opinion, doubt, emotion, desire, and impersonal expressions. Penso che lui abbia sbagliato. Dubito che loro abbiano capito. Sono contento che tu sia venuto. Voglio che tu abbia finito entro domani. È possibile che abbia perso il treno. As we can see, the subjunctive is always in the subordinate clause, showing a completed action before the moment of speaking. You can also see how the idea of uncertainty really works, because the sentences use a demand, doubt, or emotion, which may seem weird, but they all make the subjunctive. Even so, when comparing the concept to the present, we see that uncertainty is the main purpose, regardless of the time and tense. The present is about something simultaneous, while the past shows an earlier action. The last thing to note about the congiuntivo passato is that there are no irregular unique forms in this mood. The only technical irregularities are the forms of the auxiliaries and past participles. Once you've chosen the auxiliary, the participle follows the same pattern as in the compound past, which means that any verb that has an irregular participle in the indicative will have the same form in the subjunctive, like the ones that you see on the screen. If you want to know the most common participles, the compound past video will immensely help in this case, but the point is that the past subjunctive doesn't introduce any new irregular forms. It simply takes subjunctive endings and combines them with avere and essere in the present subjunctive, along with past participles. Once you've mastered these two concepts, the rest will be simple. Overall, this is how the congiuntivo passato fully works in Italian, and in the next video, the imperfect subjunctive will be explained.